I am the owner of a small business that manufactures taxidermy supplies, and we're currently doing $4.3 million a year in revenue with 26 employees. And my question is, in order to expand the business and grow, should we acquire other sculptors in our industry in the form of a merger?
So you've got someone that knows how to do taxidermy that's a one-man show. Why would you have to acquire them? Why don't you just hire them?
In our industry, if you excel at taxidermy, eventually you get into making the products that taxidermists will use and consume. And eventually that leads to where everybody's kind of like me and we start our own business manufacturing that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's difficult because there's multiple people out there that, you know, are doing kind of the same thing as us. And it's hard to talk them out of kind of their dream of doing the same type of thing and come work for us.
Well, what do you think a merger is? It's the same thing. We're just giving it a different name.
It's one of those things where as long as they felt like they still had a part of it where one hand was on the wheel, I didn't know if it
Oh, you're going to give them an ownership position.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And I know you say the only ship that doesn't sail is a partnership, but in our industry, because it's such a unique skill, I didn't know if there was ever exceptions to the rule because of how difficult it is to, you know, find other people like us.
Listen, if they want to work for themselves that bad, you're going to end up with 3 or 4 heads on this monster.
Right.
Something with 3 heads is a monster, and it's not going to function well. And especially if you got people that are a little bit artistic, let's just throw in a little drama, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
No, I personally would not do that because I think it's going to, you know, you're giving up so many things here in order to just get some talent on board. I would rather just pay them more than give up ownership position and control and create drama. And, you know, there's different ones out there get tired of. So here's the thing. A lot of practitioners in any kind of technical or artistic field, for instance, let's just say graphic artist, okay? They love doing the graphic arts, but they don't like running the business to get to do the graphic arts. They don't like going and getting new customers. They don't like the billing. They don't like dealing with the customer. They just want to do the actual graphic art production. And I suspect you probably got some solopreneurs out there in your world that are tired of dealing with the customer. They're tired of the billing. They're tired of trying to source the materials to do the thing. They just want to actually do the sculpting. And they wish somebody else would take the rest of it. Am I wrong?
No, that's true. And honestly, I'm probably reaching deeper than I ever thought I would because it's recently my father passed away and he was our main sculptor while I ran the business. And so I'm in a position where as much as I would have liked to, I didn't get the opportunity to learn what I needed to from him. And so I can work my way around things, but I would never call myself a sculptor. I was more like apprenticing. So we've built a successful business, but now we kind of don't have a way of growing it until I can get more time to
until you get somebody hired to replace what he was doing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. How old was he?
He was 62. He was a 17-time world champion sculptor.
Wow.
And
so he was legendary in your world.
Yeah, in our industry, he was the best that there was. And it sounds biased because it's coming.
No, I mean it sounds like that's true. So so you not only lost a dad, you lost a legend. Yeah. Wow. I'm sorry. That hurts. Yeah, that's going to make, if you're not careful, your broken heart is going to cause you to do something to gather somebody in that you don't want to do. I think, honestly, any idea, whatever you were paying him was probably not enough.
True.
Yeah. Based on what you're telling me, he probably wasn't taking enough out of the business. You and he owned it together, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think you're going to give up a chunk of your profits to get a world-class person to come into his seat. But listen to me. Think about it put the shoes on the other side. You got a young guy out there that's really, really good, and he gets the opportunity to step into a legend's shoes. That's the position you're hiring for. I think that's pretty attractive. You get to work in the shop with the tools that the legend used to work with.
No, that is true.
That's a big deal.
Would you have any advice on the guys that are burnout, still trying to do it on their own?
I think they're going to want this job. I think they want this job. Because your dad did not like doing the stuff that you do. You run the business. You were a godsend to your dad because it allowed him to do what he loved, which was sculpting. He hated the other part of this business you do.
Yeah, he anything that was paper, he didn't touch it like it was toxic.
You got it. You see what I know who he is. I know this guy, and what a wonderful guy. And let me just tell you, there's lots of him out there they're not as good as him, and there'll never be another him. But there are people that think like him, and they're sick of doing the touch. They don't want to touch paper, and they're having to. They're having to do the billing. They're having to answer emails, and customers are almost a bother to them.
So, in your opinion, should we still maybe look at just acquiring these people?
No, I would just hire them. I would just hire them. Or buy them out. I mean, if you want to give them some money and buy them out too, if it's a buyout package, I'm going to buy your business and you're going to work for me. And you're not going to have to do any of the crap anymore, and you get to be in the shop where the legend was using the legend's tools. This is pretty appealing. And if you want to give them a percentage of profits, that's fine, but you don't give them ownership. And you don't have to come to them to make decisions. You own it. They don't want to own it, man. I'm telling you, they want to do the sculpting. If you get the right one. Now, if you get somebody that wants to do it, that's not your guy. But it's not a merger, it's a purchase. And it's not an ownership position. I'll give you a percentage of the net profit on the work that you do. And I'll give you a great salary, and I'll give you some money up front to buy you out if you've got some money. You have some cash to do that with?
Yeah. No, we've been very blessed over the years.
Okay. Yeah. So I think because of your loss and the part of your heart that's broken, which just makes you a good man, it's keeping you from realizing how much of an attractive situation you have for someone out there. It's very attractive. And that's what I would tell you to go do, man, as soon as you can. You're a good guy, and you run a great business. I mean, you're doing $4.3 million in taxidermy. I mean, who does that? You. Who wants to be involved in that? In a legend's seat? Everyone. That's what I'm telling you.